An encounter between security forces and Naxals at Chhattisgarh's Sukma-Bijapur border district claimed lives of 22 Jawans and left 31 others injured. The fierce encounter lasted for about 3 hours long on Saturday. Here's what happened.
Biggest red terror strike of 2021. India losing braves in Naxal ambush. On Saturday, security forces received intel about presence of dreaded Naxal commander Hidma in Sukma-Bijapur border. A joint operation was initiated by CRPF's Elite Commando Unit, Cobra, District Reserve Guard and the Special Task Force to nab the Naxal commander. But the security forces were led into an ambush as Naxals were ready. A fierce encounter broke out between the security forces and Naxals, which continued from close range for more than 3 hours. Naxals unleashed their arsenal of light machine guns and rocket launchers on the security forces. In retaliation from the security forces, about 15 to 20 Naxals were also killed. But forces suffered heavy casualties. 2 bodies of Jawans were recovered on Saturday and 20 more early on Sunday. Naxals cut the hand of an inspector before killing him, and some of the security personnel also died because of dehydration.
We don't have exact figure what the casualty on Naxal sides, but we have lost 22 dead bodies we have recovered of our soldiers, and one person is still missing. We are trying to find out whether he is alive. So the casualty figure is 22 on our side.
After the news of the attack surfaced, Prime Minister Modi tweeted to condole the martyrs and wished speedy recovery to the injured. Home Ministry also instructed DG CRPF to rush to Chhattisgarh and take stock of the situation. Home Minister Amit Shah also cut short his Assam pole visit and returned to Delhi.
जवानों की जो शहीदगी हुई है उसको देखकर मैं मेरा असम का दौरा कर्टेल कर वापस दिल्ली जा रहा हूं। मैं उन सभी जवानों को श्रद्धांजलि भी देता हूं और उनके परिवारजनों को और देश को इतना विश्वास दिलाना चाहता हूं कि जवानों ने अपना खून जो देश के लिए बहाया है वो व्यर्थ नहीं जाएगा।
BJP took pot shots at Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel, who is leading Congress campaign in Assam. Baghel, however, promised to fight the red terror.
नक्सलियों का जो प्रभाव है वो सिकुड़ते जा रहा है, तो बौखलाहट में इस प्रकार से कर रहे हैं, ये आखिरी खंदक की लड़ाई है और मैं समझता हूं कि ये अपने अस्तित्व की लड़ाई लड़ रहे हैं और बहुत जल्दी नक्सली समाप्त होंगे छत्तीसगढ़ से।
Forces suspect Naxal commander Hidma, who leads Naxal one-armed unit of People Liberation Guerrilla Army, could have misled the forces with a trap.
Union Home Minister has reached Delhi, cutting short his visit to Assam, a poll-bound state, to ensure he carries a high-level review meeting. What is important is not just the setback, but also to ensure that there is a future strategy to ensure that Naxals are neutralized, to avenge the death of soldiers. MHA is also awaiting a report from DG Chhattisgarh. With camera person Shakil Ahmed, this is Kamaljeet Sandhu in Delhi for India Today.
An all-out war in Bengal after alleged audio tape leak in Bengal coal scam accusing Mamata's nephew of running an extortion racket. BJP has now trained all guns at Didi, accusing her of running a corrupt syndicate, and also called Abhishek an architect of extortion racket here. Here's more.
वहीं पोस्टेड है 3 साल से वहीं पोस्ट
पहले विष्णुपुर में था। अच्छा डायमंड हार्बर में अभिषेक का कंस्टिट्यूएंसी।
हाँ
अभी 2 साल से इधर है, 1.5 साल में 2 साल से इधर है।
Stunning Bengal Hafta Gate audio tapes.
ये कितना बड़ा लाइन खींचती है ऊपर जाने।
Mamata's nephew Abhishek Banerjee accused of running extortion racket with direct complicity of Chief Minister Mamata herself. The extortion charges haunting Mamata. Allegations bang in the middle of ongoing Bengal polls.
इसको अच्छा बोल सकते हैं कि भाई ये एक फिक्स इनकम आ रहा है हर महीने, कितना मोटा मोटी कितना वहां तक पहुंच जाता था, उस तक कितना पहुंच जाता था अभिषेक तक 35 लास्ट 2 साल 2.5 साल 35 बिल्कुल लग रहा है.
Political storm in West Bengal ahead of phase 3 polling on Tuesday. Now BJP has trained its guns on Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee with Nandigram candidate Suvendu Adhikari alleging 900 crore rupees extortion ring run by Mamata's nephew.
सीधा 900 करोड़ पिछले 12-13 साल से शुरू होकर पिछले 2 साल हर महीने ओनली कोल एंड सैंड से 40 करोड़, इसमें तो गाय है दूसरा है, सब मिला के 900 करोड़ पूरा के पूरा भतीजा कलेक्ट किया.
ना एनडीपीएस केस करवाया है अपोजिशन के.
BJP cited the revelation by main accused Anup Manjhi's key aide Ganesh Bagaria, where he claimed Mamata turned a Dhritarashtra-like blind eye to the racket running under her nose.
Mamata Banerjee cannot evade responsibility for what was happening right under her nose. We would be naive to believe that Abhishek Banerjee was presiding over these syndicates. Mamata Banerjee did not know about it.
ये वो उनको नहीं पता होगा, वो क्यों नहीं कुछ उसको बोलता. एक चीज बताइए, मैडम तो ना धृतराष्ट्र होता है ना, धृतराष्ट्र बस मैडम धृतराष्ट्र बन गई ना, बच्चा काम नहीं करने देते हो तो ये इसलिए तो सब अच्छे सीनियर छोड़ के गए हमें ड्यू टू अभिषेक. चाहे मुकुल राय बोलिए, सब्यसाची दत्ता बोलिए, सुवन चटर्जी बोलिए, फिर आप ये अधिकारी और भी जाने के लिए तैयार है. कोई खुश नहीं है इससे.
Under fire from the accusation, Trinamool has been on the offensive.
Audio tape এটা দেখা গেছে টিভিতে দুটো লোক কথা বলছে এবং পরীক্ষা করে এখনো পর্যন্ত কে বা কারা কোন বিষয়ে কথা বলছে কোনো জায়গাতেই সেটা প্রকাশ্যে আসেনি. কাজী টেপের সম্পর্কে কোনো মানুষেরই কিছু জানা নেই. একটা তৈরি করা গল্পকে বাজারে ছাড়া হয়েছে.
Bengal will go to polls on April 6th for the third phase. But will this audio tape have an impact? Crucial question that will be answered on 2nd of May. With inputs from Suryagni Roy in Kolkata, Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, just ahead of the phase 3 polls in Bengal, Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath held multiple rallies in the state. Yogi launched a series of scathing attacks on the Mamata government, accusing it of looting money sent for flood relief. He said that after May 2nd results, people will be able to chant Jai Shri Ram slogans and vowed to end Gunda Raj in the state. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister also drew a parallel between Bengal and Kashmir, saying Gundaism will be uprooted from Bengal in the same way it was eradicated from Kashmir.
जैसे गुंडागर्दी यहाँ पर हो रही है, ऐसे ही गुंडागर्दी कभी कश्मीर में होती थी ना. आज कहां चली गई वहां की गुंडागर्दी, सब गायब. आज कश्मीर में भारत माता की जय लोग गर्व के साथ कहते हैं. 6 को जब आप इलेक्शन करेंगे तो उस दिन तक केवल 25 दिन रह जाएंगे. इंतजार करिए और आप तो 2 मई को जय श्री राम बोलेंगे और जो गुंडे हैं इनकी राम नाम सत्य है की यात्रा भी निकलेगी. इन लोगों ने बाढ़ का सारा पैसा खा लिया. टीएमसी ने बाढ़ का जो पैसा यहाँ विकास के लिए आया था उस पैसे को हजम कर गई और 2 मई के बाद जो ये पैसा खाए, इस पैसे
Banerjee is also aggressively campaigning in Bengal. She held rallies in South 24 Parganas and Howrah district, once again hurling outsiders' jibe at BJP leaders. Let's take a listen.
এমন রাজ্য কোথাও খুঁজে পাবে না কো তুমি সকল দেশের রানী সে যে আমার বঙ্গভূমি আমার রাজ্যভূমি আমার বাংলা ভূমি সেই বাংলাকে গুজরাটিরা দখল করতে চায় সেই বাংলাকে বিহারের গুন্ডাদের দিয়ে দখল করতে চায় বিজেপি উত্তরপ্রদেশের বহিরাগত গুন্ডাদের দিয়ে দখল করতে চায় আমরা গুজরাটকে বাংলা চালাতে দেব না বাংলা বাংলায় থাকবে
Now, new political low ahead of Tamil Nadu polls. AIDMK Minister Mamata Pandeyarajan stirred controversy after he shared a morphed video of deceased NEET aspirant Anita to show DMK in poor light. Let's cut across.
New political low ahead of Tamil Nadu polls. AIADMK Minister Mamata Pandeyarajan's Twitter handle shared a morphed video of deceased NEET aspirant Anita, blaming DMK for her suicide. In the video, which is a compilation of Anita's interviews, a voiceover was added to make it sound like she was praising Chief Minister EPS for providing quota to government schools and blaming DMK for the 17 NEET-related deaths. The video also warned viewers not to forget or forgive DMK for what they did. The deceased brother has filed a complaint against the AIADMK minister. He slammed the Mantri for insulting the 17-year-old by using her suicide for political gains.
இன்னைக்கு நீங்க ட்விட்டர்ல தங்க அனிதா வச்சு வாய்ஸ் எடிட் பண்ணி ஒரு வீடியோ போட்டிருக்கீங்க. அனிதா வந்து நீட்டை ஆதரிக்கிற மாதிரியும் அதிமுக ஆதரிக்கிற மாதிரியும் எவ்வளோ ஒரு கேவலமான ஒரு வேலை அது தெரியுமா? உங்களுக்கு ஒரு பொண்ணு இருந்து அந்த பொண்ணு ஒரு லட்சியத்தோட இறந்திருந்தாங்கன்னா.
Following criticism over the post, Mafoy later deleted the tweet. He claimed that video was posted by someone else from his Twitter handle.
இந்த ட்வீட் என்னுடைய அனுமதி இல்லாமல் இந்த பதிவு வந்திருக்கு. இது எப்படி என்னன்றதை கண்டறிந்து அதை செய்தவர்கள் மேல் தகுந்த ஆக்ஷன் எடுக்கப்படும். சைபர் கிரைம்லேயும் வந்து ஒரு எஃப்ஐஆர் ஃபைல் பண்ணப்படும் என்று சொல்லிக்க விரும்புகிறேன்.
Anita, a medical aspirant, had died by suicide in 2017 as she couldn't clear NEET exams. Since then, 17 alleged suicides related to NEET exams have taken place in Tamil Nadu. With inputs from Pramod Madhav in Chennai, Bureau Report, India Today.
As the COVID situation now continues to remain grim in Maharashtra, the government has now imposed stricter norms starting from tomorrow. As per the new norms, sitting in restaurants and bars will not be allowed anymore. Home delivery executives will need to be vaccinated. Theatres will remain closed. Only essential services will be allowed to remain functional after 8 p.m. The government has now further ordered to shut down playgrounds, parks and beaches. Schools and colleges to remain shut except for 10th and 12th grades. Private coaching classes will remain shut. Only 20 people will be allowed for funerals. The SOPs for industries are yet to be released there. This comes after state on Sunday recorded 57,074 fresh COVID-19 infections, the highest single-day spike since the beginning of the pandemic, with 277 deaths reported in the last 24 hours. Mumbai saw the highest spike of 11,163 infections with 25 deaths on Sunday. Pune reported 6,225 positive cases, 44 deaths in just the last 24 hours. Nagpur recorded there 4,110 positive cases with 47 deaths.
जो पहिला त्रास जाणवायचा सुरुवातीच्या काळामध्ये तेवढा त्रास जाणवत नाही. आताही व्हेंटिलेटर आपल्याकडे उपलब्ध आहे. फक्त ऑक्सिजनच्या बद्दल मात्र ऑक्सिजनचे बेड हे मोठ्या प्रमाणावर आपण खाजगी हॉस्पिटलची पण मदत घेतोय. सरकारचे जे हॉस्पिटल्स आहेत त्याची पण आपण सूचना दिलेली आहे आणि तिथं कुठल्याही परिस्थितीमध्ये ऑक्सीजन बेड कमी पडू नये.
हम लोगों को ये आह्वान करते हैं, अपील करते हैं कि लोगों ने इसमें सहकार्य करना चाहिए. भारतीय जनता पार्टी और हमारे कार्यकर्ता भी सरकार को इसमें सहकार्य करेंगे और भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कार्यकर्ताओं को हमने अपील की है कि बड़े पैमाने पर वैक्सीनेशन के ड्राइव में वो मदद करें, लोगों का रजिस्ट्रेशन और लोगों को वैक्सीनेशन सेंटर तक ले जाने का प्रयास करें ताकि इस महामारी से हम लोग जल्दी बाहर आ पाए.
I'm going to cut across to give you an insight into exactly what's allowed and what's not allowed there in Maharashtra. Not allowed, well, let's start with restaurants and bars. Sit-in is not allowed. You've got to only take away if at all you want to avail the service of a restaurant or bar. Now, film shoots are not allowed. It now comes to a complete standstill owing to spike in cases. Theatres will remain shut owing to the rise in cases there. Playgrounds also to remain shut. These are the similar kind of curbs that we saw in the earlier period of the pandemic. Now, let's take you through what's allowed here in Maharashtra. Essential services only after 8 p.m. Basically, a night curfew imposed where apart from essential services, after 8 p.m. nothing else is allowed to move about. Takeaways from restaurants are allowed. Like I did mention, you can't sit in. Takeaway is allowed. Construction work can continue. We're also looking at public transport that will be allowed. Again, post 8 p.m. only essential services. Government offices, only 50% capacity is allowed. Now, as India continues to reel under a second wave of COVID-19, let's take a quick look at the situation in some of the states. Karnataka has now recorded 4,553 new cases in the state, with 2,787 cases alone from Bengaluru. On request of the state government, Government of India is making an emergency supply of 15.25 lakh doses of COVID vaccine to the state, out of which 10 lakh will be airlifted on Monday. Karnataka has a stock of 7 lakh vaccines in various hospitals. 2.5 lakh people were vaccinated in the state just yesterday. UP's Ghaziabad, adjoining Delhi, has recorded now 63 new cases in the last 24 hours. Strict guidelines are in place for entry at public places, including sprawling malls, restaurants, cinema halls have been instructed not to allow occupancy beyond permissible capacity. District officials will be on guard for anyone breaching COVID norms. New guidelines and SOPs have been issued in Haryana as the cases surge. Haryana has now recorded 1,959 new cases in the last 24 hours. 50% of the capacity is now being allowed for public places with a cap of 500. Maximum 50 people are allowed for funerals. With 573 new COVID cases in just the last 24 hours, Jammu and Kashmir witnessed the highest single-day spike of the year so far. While 122 cases were reported from Jammu, at least 451 were reported from Kashmir Valley. Jammu and Kashmir administration now has ordered closure of all schools up to class 9 for the next 2 weeks.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.